All right, we are live. Just give me a second here, folks, to get combobulated. We're going to play a little, do a little gaming thing today. Let me go live here on Amazon. I've got the green screen up. You can't see it because I'm keyed, but you will be able to see me do this. So that's what we're going to do. And we're going to be checking out Shredder's Revenge. And I thought this might be a fun thing to run on the Surface Go that we just reviewed. So we're going to run it off of kind of like a lower end laptop. And surprisingly, this game is not all that big file size wise. It is only about 800 megabytes, which these days is like nothing, right? So that was pretty cool to see that, right? And this little laptop, tell you what, does pretty well. I haven't played the game yet, so we'll see if the game is capable of running at this level of performance. And I'm not sure if this audio is going to get me canned off of YouTube here, but we can have that kind of running in the background. So we'll get going there. And yeah, so it was kind of a chill stream today and kind of do our thing. And we got some folks popping in already, so we'll say hello to Mark Dell, who says, "Get shredded." Tech Time with Eric is here. Joe Tyson is here. Frank Rula is here. Yeah, I'm excited. And you know what's the best part about this? Is that this is... Oh, boy, Mark Dell's going to be judging me based on the turtle I pick. What's neat about this game is that it's on Game Pass.
Ninja Turtles. Shredder's Revenge.
Shredder's Revenge. You hear that? Hopefully it's not too loud. So this is on Game Pass. So if you have Game Pass, this is part of the deal. So it's a good deal because it's like included with your subscription. I don't know if it's streaming yet. I would imagine it probably will be streaming. So we'll have to see what we've got there. OC Prophetic says the best stream ever, and we just started, right? I got to figure out how to move myself up because I get covered by the thing here. Mr. Mole is here. Hello there. Brendan is here from Litchfield. Awesome. Not too far away. Although in Connecticut, it's far away, right? And Mark sees it listed for streaming, so you can stream it from Game Pass. All right, so why don't we kick it off here? What do you say? I gotta look. So I'm gonna be looking in I should probably move my. I'll have to orient myself this way. I have to figure out this streaming thing. Maybe I should rearrange my laptops here. So I wanted to have it in view of the camera, but I kind of need to be able to see the screen here. So we'll figure it out. All right, so I can put the audio back on here, and we'll hit the start button and get going. And I'll take your questions as we go here. Joshua Thompson played it on his phone. No touch controls yet, though, so you can hook your joystick up. Dante24 says a lot of fun talk about this game. And you know what's interesting about this game? And it's funny, this is the time of year that it came out, because I remember playing the arcade version when I was a kid. So I guess we should probably do the story. Is it arcade mode and a story mode? Let's do the story. Say new game. I'll do like okay, right? That should work. Okay, so how to play. Combo attack is X, 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 and X. I can handle that one. Super attack is Y. I'm guessing that's probably going to come at the cost of ninja power. Yes, so it's got like the same mechanics as Streets of Rage, right? And I think the same developers made this. Backflip flying attack, B, then X. Rising attack, X and A together. Boy, there's a lot of moves here. Heavy swing, hold X and release. Oh, I guess each character has their own moves. Is that the deal? Because it looks like it switched to, was that Raphael? Is that who that is? Fling toss, down and X grab, so they got that in there. That was a cool thing on the Super Nintendo version. So 30-something years ago, I was in 8th grade, and this game, or the original arcade version of this, I'm just going to get through all this, we'll figure it out as we go. The original arcade version of this was at my Dairy Queen. And so my friends and I dropped a lot of quarters in that machine. All right, so here's the moment of truth. So I will admit that I am a Leonardo guy, and I hope that passes muster. I would switch between Leonardo and Donatello. But if you look here, like Leonardo is the kind of the mid-range character. He's like middle of the road for everything. So Splinter's got the power, but not very fast. April's got the speed, but not a lot of power. Donatello has the range, the power, but not the speed. So that's why I like Leonardo. So hopefully that's the correct answer.
Turtles,
We'll see what
let's get our
happens.
shells and gear.
All right. And I guess Donatello is Mark Dell's pick there, so there you go. All right, so we're going to jump into this. Now remember, this is on Game Pass, so if you have Game Pass, you can just get it right now and start playing. All right, what's on the news? I'm sure something horrible is going to happen here. I like the animation. It's like retro, but, you know, pretty modern at the same time. All right, so we know something bad's going to happen. We'll just skip through this and get in. I think a lot of people want to see the gameplay. So let's see what happens. All right, episode 1, Channel 6 Studios. All right, here we go. 6-player online. Yeah, so I think this is cross-compatible with the Xbox version. So I don't know if people can join in or not. I lost my challenge here. Oop. Let me try some of my moves that I learned here a minute ago. Yeah, it's got a good feel to it. Obviously, there's more moves, there's more buttons to push, obviously, so that contributes to it. I like the animation. And it looks like something of the era. And, you know, one of the things, so like my daughter and I have been playing, we finished it actually, we completed the game together, which was a lot of fun. We played River City Girls. And what's neat about like games like this is that they have that retro look, but they incorporate a lot of what we come to expect in modern game design, right? All right, let's see if I can remember some of these moves here. Mastering the moves, I think, is going to be the key to this whole thing. Here, I'll get rid of me so you can see what we're actually doing here. But you know what? It runs, by the way, it runs great on this. So I have the Surface Go here playing it. It runs great on it. You know what I used to love in the original version was like pinning the guys against the wall. Yeah, it's like that. I thought that was the coolest feature when you can do stuff like that. And you know what was neat about the of the original arcade version was that while the graphics were great, they were not beyond the capability of the Sega Genesis at the time. And in fact, there was a Super Nintendo version and a... there we go. There was a Super Nintendo and a Genesis version that were very close to what the arcade looked like.
What is going on?
All right, we got him out of there. Yeah, I can see why people think this is a good game. You know, it's like true to the heritage here, I think, is what I think is nice about it. And in some ways, it controls better. There's certainly more moves. And the graphics are certainly better. Hopefully there's a pizza in here for me. I ate the... Does he only eat pizza? Where's the pizzas? Well, I should not have done that. There we go. Haha. I like that move. That's always been my favorite move, is that one. Now I'll take some questions here as we get through some things. Mark says it's a remix of the original soundtrack. Oh, there's a pizza. There we go. Well, that fills your life all the way back up again. Now, these guys have shields, so we're going to have to be a little more creative here. There we go. Yeah, for that. Oof. Say your prayers, Squiggles. Right? That was always... And that was the other thing that I loved about the arcade version of the original, was that it played the whole like opening soundtrack. Now at the time, I was, like I said, I was in 8th grade, so I was a little older than I think the target audience for this cartoon was. But the video games are what got me into the Turtles. I never really watched it on TV, but I played the games for sure. Because the arcade beat 'em up was so well done. Yeah, this is like, so I would say, and I've only been playing this now. I literally just started playing this game when I started the stream. I would say that if you are a fan of the original arcade game, or the subsequent home releases that followed this formula, you can be really pleased with this, because this is like super true. Like it feels like the original, but with much tighter controls. And yeah, it can do co-op. Let me see if there's a way, like how do we get other people into it? Oh, party up. All right, so I'm gonna log in. If anyone wants to join in here, what do I have to connect with here? So I have to connect with my, hang on a second, let me do this. Oddly, it requires Epic Games. That's weird. So it connects to the Epic Games Store, even though I got this off of Game Pass. Let me try this again here. So party up. So maybe some of you can join me. So I'm going to create a party. And I'm going to enable cross-play. And I'm going to make this private. And how do I invite people? Oh, you have to be on my list. Okay, so maybe I'll do so here's what we're going to do. Who has time? Because it's like middle of the workday. If anybody wants to join in, let me know. And I guess I can make it public. So what you do is you hit party up here. So I can invite people that are on my list. Let's see. Let me try this again. So party up. So here's what we're going to do. So I don't think I can add Xbox people. All right, so I'm going to create a party. I'm going to make it public. And Mark got his, oh, you got your Blackmagic camera, but forgot the lens. Yeah, they don't work without the lenses, those things. Okay, so I've created a public game, although I don't know how to invite people to it. So what you want to look for is Mean Mishka. And see if you can find me. Because it is, what it did find, because it's got the Xbox thing up there, because it did find all of my Xbox contacts on that. So take a look at that. Now, Trade Chick says, finished 4 stages already. Pretty cool, but totally not a Sega Nintendo game. So it feels a little different. Yeah, it feels modern to me, which to me isn't a deal breaker, in the sense that I like things to feel more modern, which this certainly does. But I think the graphics are nice, because they're not too modern, but they're not too retro, if that makes sense. Let's get this guy free here. Get in there. Get in there. Oop. All right, here's our first boss. And Mark is wondering, can you do a 4x3 display option? Let's take a look. Let's see. So I guess you could adjust the resolution down. You could probably do that. But you know what really impresses me, though, is that this is a Surface Go laptop. This is like your run-of-the-mill, like kind of low-end Windows hardware, and it's running great on this thing. This is the laptop we reviewed last night. I mean, it is smooth as silk on this thing. Right, let's do a charged up shot here. Oop. Oop, I missed my opportunity, didn't I? And you know, to some degree, it's kind of fun just to have like a mindless beat 'em up. I mean, I'm sure there's some strategy to this, but you don't really need a strategy. You just need to beat the guys up here, right? I'm sure it gets more difficult as you work your way through. That was the one thing that my daughter and I really liked about River City Girls, was that there was obviously some patterns to the bosses, but it was not, like, there was some strategy in how you approach the bosses. And there we go, we got him.
Looks like another victory for the force of the good.
All right, moving on here. Thank you for the super chat, Chamfrey98. Let's make sure I didn't miss anybody else here. And also to Brandon Lee, thank you also to you. You gave a super sticker, so thank you for that. The super stickers don't come through on my vMix thing, so I never see those. So that's why I'm going back and forth and checking the thing here. Frank Mula wants to know, what iGPU is in the Surface? Yes, I just reviewed this one last night, and the YouTube algorithm is doing its thing by not showing it to you. But this is the Surface Laptop Go 2. This has an i5 1135 G7 processor on it. And I was very impressed. We streamed this on Monday, because today's Thursday, maybe Tuesday, whatever day we did. And it was impressive what it could run. I mean, it was able to handle like Red Dead Redemption 2 even, which you could not do on the original. Oh, he's taking the guy with him. Maybe not. Let's see. Hey, I got a achievement. Now, my understanding is when I go to my Xbox, it'll carry over to that. So my save games will be there. Blood of Sins is here. Frosty Arcade is here. Hello there. All right, let's see what we've got here now. All right. So, it's got like a little overworld kind of thing here too. Little homage maybe to the. Remember, because the Nintendo one had that overhead thing with that very. You can pan the camera around too. A very catchy tune. Remember that? Dun, 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 dun. Oh, so if you want to join the party, then you have to do it here. So if I go to party, yeah, maybe if you all friend me on there, maybe you can join. All right, let's go in here and start. So I guess they can't join in the middle.
Big Apple, 3 p.m.
Okay, so now remember the other game was Big Apple 3 a.m. So this is in the afternoon now versus the middle of the night. That's kind of neat little continuity to the cutscene. Hey, they put the turtle thing up on blocks.
I gotta focus.
That can happen sometimes in New York. The car ends up on blocks and don't bother about that after those cars. Well, there's a lot of them. Look at all those enemies. That's another thing you couldn't do in the Sega Genesis days, right? The pizza there. I guess you got to take the pizza while you can. So that would have been useful when I had that big block of enemies on us before, right? But I'll tell you what, for like just a i5 GPU here, this game's running really nice. Like this is. Like we're streaming out at 30 frames per second, but it's running at a smooth 60 on this one for sure. So it feels and looks great. And this is, I think this game would probably run on a lot of older hardware too, which I think is also awesome. I'll have to test it on some of my mini PCs and see how it does on those. Because I have a feeling this is not all that strenuous of a game, but it looks great.
What idiot dropped this on the floor?
There's little collectibles here too. You just wear the card. I mean, in some ways, I can see the repetitive nature of this. I think maybe the collectibles are there to change it up a little bit.
Thank you. Sorry about the bother.
This will likely be a downward scrolling thing like we had in the original. Yep. I hate this. Yeah, I gotta get better with the moves, I think. So Matt K says, nice stream setup today. Yeah, I've got my retractable green screen behind me. You can't see it, but like, so I bought that. This is the Elgato one. I got it on Prime Day a few years ago, and you just pull it up. And I'm using vMix from like I usually do, so I'm actually in the same spot I usually am. It's just that I've got my green screen up, and of course you can see the laptop here. So it's lots of fun. Yeah, I figured when I'm doing a stream, I should look like a streamer. So I am a streamer.
Back at you.
But I figured today would be the day to stream this game because it just came out. Let's get my pizza here. This game I think also will do well streaming over your phone, just because the controls feel pretty tight, but I don't know if I think it's a little forgiving on the input lag. There's a lot of secret stuff. And I think maybe they've put those things in to get around some of the repetition, because that was the one thing on the arcade game. It was fun, but like once you had enough quarters in there, it got repetitive. Like, okay, we're going to beat this guy up, and now we're going to beat this guy up, and so I'm eager to see like how they change up the gameplay later on, or maybe they just kind of leave it as is, right? So I know the Nintendo one had, or I think both the Nintendo and the Sega ones had like vehicle stages and things. And I'm thinking of that now with these motorcycles coming after me. But I just love the fact that this is on Game Pass, because this is the kind of game that I would probably play the you-know-what out of until I finished it, and then I'd be done with it forever. Or maybe something I'd want to play with friends when we came over. I got a friend of mine who's probably going to be in town soon. This is the kind of game we would play at night. A good couch co-op game. Ooh. That was a good move. See, I'm getting better with my moves here. And what's nice about this game in particular is that this is a game you can run on your little laptop. You don't need a fancy computer to run this one. And on Game Pass, it will sync up with your Xbox version. So I'm playing the story mode, so I can pick up where I left off. So that's the other thing. Like back in the day, you had to. I think I've taken out 218 guys already. Back in the day, you used to have to play the game from the beginning every time. Not anymore. I guess to some degree, games have gotten easier, but at the same time, I think there's more games to play. So if the game is too hard, they may not sell. Or perhaps the artists want people to see their work. That could be another reason. Infinite ninja power. Oh, this is like my invincibility. Alright, so maybe I can use my special move here. There we go. Yeah, so definitely they captured the repetitiveness of the original, for sure. And I would say the difficulty level is not as bad as the original. And granted, I'm in the middle of the road difficulty, so maybe the more difficult option would be harder. But I'm at a stage of life where I just want to play through the game and say that I did it, get my achievements, and move on. Ooh, I think I'm about to die now that I said it's not that difficult. Ooh. I got an extra ninja power bar. Now I just need some pizza. Rock steady. There we go. That's what I was waiting for. Say your prayers, Turtle.
Yeah.
This guy throws grenades at you. There's got to be some pizza here somewhere. Shell shock. Oh, I have more lives. So look at that. Okay. Yeah, I remember the arcade one really devouring quarters. Now, back when I was a kid, when I played this, so how this is relevant to this time of year was that this was at my Dairy Queen, and our 8th grade class trip was to some amusement park. And I remember a friend of mine, a fellow computer nerd type, we decided that because there was nothing educational going on that day, we would stay home rather than go on this trip to an amusement park because we weren't into the roller coasters. So when our parents found out, they were pretty upset that we weren't planning to go. And I forgot the whole string of events, but I think what happened was we were supposed to get money into the teacher, which we never did because we didn't want to go. We didn't tell our parents about the trip, which was part of it. And so then our parents would not let us stay home from school that day because it was a class trip that we were supposed to be on. And so they ended up having us stay with the art teachers all day. And the art teachers were like, what are we going to do with these kids? So they took us to Dairy Queen and we played. They bought us ice cream and gave us $2 each to play Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. All right, so I have a choice now. I can go to Irma's apartment, or we can go to Mutants Over Broadway. Let me take some questions here, though, because it's been a while since I've looked at the stream here. So let's have a look at Martin Paolini is here. And Mark Dell likes the music. I like the music, too. I think it's pretty good stuff. I'll give you a better look at my little laptop here as we talk about this stuff. And I bet Mark Dell says Twitch. Yeah, I bet you YouTube is loaded with it too. This game has been very much anticipated. But yeah, it's got a great soundtrack. I'm enjoying this. I'm going to be playing this on my Xbox tonight. And time for some blue hair. Yeah. So here's how you know that I am a 40-something gamer. I am streaming in my setup here with my business laptop. Right. Like there's no neon lights coming off of this. I've got my polo shirt on with my Pellegrino. Isn't that cool? It keys out. But I'm drinking my Pellegrino versus my Red Bull because this is all I drink. I drink this and coffee, that's it. So that's all we got. And Frank Mula says, don't you wish I had a pizza? I do wish I had a pizza box laying around. Usually my kids and my wife are in the Cape for the week, so good stuff, but usually we get a pizza once a week for the kids and no pizza boxes. And Eyes of Bi says, I'm still playing this on my parents' B&O CRT from 1987. That'll be a nice way to play this game. Yeah, I wasn't smoking, and I was trying to skip school just because everyone, the way I looked at it was this class trip that they wanted to send us on. There was no educational value to it. So my friends and I were like, what do we have to go for? We don't like roller coasters. We're not going to have a good time. So why don't we just not go? And for whatever reason, like our parents would not go for it. They could not buy the logic. So that was the end of that. But we ended up spending 2 hours, 3 hours at Dairy Queen playing Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. So there you go. All right, let's go see what this Irma's apartment is. Oh, I see. So it's like a side quest. You got to go find her secret diaries. Okay. So we don't have all of them yet. So I'm guessing that's kind of how they break up the monotony of the. I'll give you a little look at the Surface Go here playing this. This runs great. Now I am mirroring the screen, so we are using the USB-C for my. Oh, here. So this is like a callback to the console games. I don't believe the arcade version had a vehicle scene like this. I may be mistaken. But it runs great on this. I'm really pleased with this laptop. Like I said, in the review, I really liked the old version of this, but this new one is so much more functional. And that reminds me, tonight I've got to get all my stuff transferred over to it. Because I've been using the Surface Go for all my amateur radio stuff also, because it's so lightweight, but it runs all the Windows stuff. And actually, what I think I might do with this, because it runs Ubuntu so well, I might actually dual boot Ubuntu on it, because there's a lot of radio stuff that runs in Linux. So this is definitely a little more challenging than the other areas. So I'll just avoid that. Some of these things you can't jump over. Oop, got flattened there. You see that? Motorcycles. Yeah, I'm digging it. Can't beat the price if you have Game Pass, right? It's like, why not play it if you have Game Pass? Because it's just there. Yeah, so beyond the expanded set of moves, I think the overall beat 'em up here is, if you liked the 16-bit era games, including the arcade one, this has, you know, it's just the same level of gameplay with some questing involved with it. Give me that pizza. Oh, I missed it. And you know, it's a game that you're going to get through because if you play it in story mode, maybe that's what the arcade mode is try to beat it in one go. Although I guess if you had enough quarters, you could beat the original also, right? I mean, it's not like it was unbeatable. But I think back to like where you had limited continues. I mean, that was part of the challenge of these games, was to get better at it, so that you could complete the game without having, you know, within the number of continues that it offered. So like, I remember playing Contra on the NES. Oh boy, that was a tough game. And I remember one time getting like to the winter level on, you know, before I knew the code, you know, the Konami code, which was the 30 live code. I got to the winter level on Contra, and I was very proud of myself without, you know, having to use up all my continues. Now, if you're curious as to how we're ingesting all this, I'm using an NDI box to bring in the video from the laptop. So I'm not using the NDI desktop scanner thing, I'm not using a hardware device. But this hardware device over my network can bring in NDI video, uncompressed, at up to 4K at 60 frames per second. This is 1080p that we're bringing in right now. I'm eager to see what this will look like on my big TV upstairs with my Series X. Woo. All right, it's lost. I got one more life left. I don't know how I had this many lives to begin with, but. I gotta remember my moves. There was that move where I could do like the. Pizza. Here comes the boss. I got both of them. This was the turtle trashing monster truck. All right, let's do it. That's a pretty powerful sword if you think about it. All right, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna do my special move here. And I wonder if it ramps the difficulty up if you have another, like if you had like 4 people playing this, because I'm doing pretty well here just on my own, right? Although I'm getting killed, as I say that, I'm getting like destroyed by the truck. I'm not sure what's the best. I think this is like where Donatello, I think, would do really well. If you have a longer range attack, right? Raphael would not do well on this.
I gotta focus.
All right, so let's switch to Donatello. We're going to use Mark Dell's favorite hero in this one. All right, so let's hit B. We're going to go for the range attack here. Now let's see where it drops us off, because that might be where the difficulty is. Do we have to start the level over again or not? Yep, it's so good to start the level over again. Well, that's good. I mean, you know what? Like, I kind of prefer.
Mutants over Broadway.
I kind of prefer having a little bit of difficulty. If I have to do the level over again, I think that's okay. Or maybe not. Does it bring us right back to where we were on the boss? No. And there's definitely more of a variation in the movement. So I think that, you know, the characters always had different range, you know, ranges in which they could attack, right? But I think there's more subtleties to the difference in character movement. Oh, firewall horn on here. Go away. I think maybe somebody's connecting? I don't know. Oh yeah, somebody's joining in. I'm not sure who's joining me. So we got Splinter now. This is good. So now we've got somebody playing along here with us, and now we can see what it's like with two players. And unfortunately, I'm not sure who it is. Ooh, both got flat. So whoever this is about as good at this game as I am. I can see this getting pretty chaotic with 6 players, if that's the match, because there's not a lot of room on screen here. It's very easy to overlap the person you're co-oping with. And we haven't yet gotten to the boss component here, but I wonder if this weakens the boss before we get to it. How do I start? Oh, maybe he can help me. I think he's got it. Oh, he can heal me. Oh. So this kind of works like River City Girls does, because that was kind of a similar component they had in that game, where you could, if you got in quick enough, you could revive your co-op player. See, in the arcade days, it just meant put in another quarter. So like your buddy would just give you another quarter if you were out of quarters. That's how you did it back then. Get our pizza. What was neat though was that this player was able to join mid-game. Mark says 6 players seems like madness. Yeah, I think it would be. So I think given how much little screen real estate there is for 6 players, that I think that would be a fun couch co-op versus an online co-op scenario. We're getting pretty good at getting rid of these guys here. Yeah, pizza's coming. You need it more than I do. All right, here's the boss. So the question is, can we make faster work of the boss? I would assume yes, right?
No bashing time. We're gonna stomp you, wimps.
Now, whoever I'm playing with here is at 332 milliseconds for their ping rate. It's a pretty lousy ping rate. I wonder if they're on dial-up, or maybe they're somewhere else in the world. I think I'm going to be going down before he is. Let's see. But yeah, we're definitely making quicker work of him. All right, he's got to revive me. Come on, Splinter. There you go. Give me that pizza. Yes, you don't come back with like full life, but yeah, this is really like the strategy here is really one of attrition. All right, so how do I? Oops. Got both. Splinter had another. Oh, I have another life too. Okay, good. We're definitely gonna beat this guy now. All right, did it.
I trust I have made my point.
Frank Mula says, I can appreciate the devs implementing a modernized co-op option, especially for folks like myself who are lone gamers. Yeah, I appreciate this too, because I am in that category also. Jeffrey Powers is here. Says power bars have too much sugar. That's right. That was from our discussion of what we're supposed to be eating. And we also have an Amazon customer joining us, an anonymous one. All right. So that was our stats from the level. And let's see what we've got from, how many lives do you, I think you get 2 lives, is what it looks like. Mark Dell, hey, is this you, Mark Dell? Is that who's playing with me right now?
Destroy the
And
turret.
Agent 9091, yes, although at my age, perhaps like some, you know, some high fiber oat bran or something. And Mark is really digging the music. All right, so we've got a new level here. So we were just here at 3. And I'm going to keep going for like another 15 or 20 minutes here. Let's see how long we've been going for. We've been going for about 40 minutes. Yeah, we'll go for like another 20 minutes or so. All right, so let's jump in. It looks like my party left. Here's Rumble in the Zoo. Location, Central Park Zoo. I've been there. Let's see how accurate it is. So we wrecked his car in the middle of the Central Park Zoo. I love that. That's my favorite move. I love that move in the Super Nintendo version. I never had that. I didn't have a Super Nintendo when it was around, or when it was the thing. But a friend of mine had it. So it's so cool that move set. Yeah, so I can see some value to like the questing. You know, what's interesting is when you play some of these modern beat 'em ups, just how similar the concepts are, and I guess that the same could be true of the original beat 'em ups when they first came out. But like River City Girls had this questing kind of thing. I'm pretty sure that see, we found a secret diary. I know Streets of Rage 4 did. Streets of Rage 4 was also well done. I'll say River City Girls was like a real masterpiece, and my daughter and I really enjoyed playing that together. And you know, it's funny, I was talking to Major Nelson, because when you hear the words inclusive and everything, like, what do you think about that? But you know what, like, my daughter was interested in playing the game River City Girls because there were girls that she could play. Like, she could, you know, she's karate, she does karate. So like, here's like girls doing karate in a video game, right? Like that was why she wanted to play that one.
I wish I was back home in the swamps.
Found Attila. Or maybe that's a character now that I can play later. So now she can play. You know, she was more interested in playing that game than like Streets of Rage 4 or something, right? Even though she liked the beat 'em up genre. And she had very little interest in Streets of Rage 4. Even though there is a girl you can play in that one, but I don't know. Whatever it is, I think she just liked the whole concept. Like the girls being lead characters. And I never thought about that as a boy growing up. Like, you know, it's just, the games are marketed to boys. So the fact that she found something that she wanted to play was awesome. Oops. We had a lot of fun. We played through that entire game. We spent, I think, probably the better part of a month and a half just playing River City Girls all the way through. It was fun. Like, we had, you know, like when we beat the bosses, because the bosses are pretty difficult in that game. Like, some of them we were stuck on for a while. And we developed some strategies together and figured out the best way to beat them. And then my little one, the kindergartner, was cheering us on. She didn't want to play, she just wanted to watch. So we had some pretty epic celebrations when we were messing with the bosses. Oh. Now how, yeah, that's a tough, Now, whenever I see these cans, that usually means those robot things are coming. Yep, see that? So that there's definitely some areas where I think, oh, now they shoot grenades at you too, look at that. That those robots were not always the most balanced part of the original arcade game, so it's kind of neat they have a counteracting mega weapon that appears along with them. Although that mega weapon is not here. I guess here's one too. Well, he's got a pretty good special move. That's better than the other one we just were playing with Leonardo. Chris Bowles, I find myself represented by a turtle. And Jazz Vendor is wondering when's the 4K videos coming. At some point. You know, the problem is that I can go through a lot of rigmarole getting 4K up and running, and I don't think it's going to result in any appreciable increase in traffic. So the effort, I really want to upgrade my cameras if I'm going to do it. So the cameras I have can do 4K, but it's not going to look all that different.
That sure hits the
So
spot.
one of these days, if I get, maybe next week if I get caught up. Problem is I got some traveling next week. We're going to do we have another Pepcom event in New York City to go to. Got some new gear that's being released. And Mark Dell says this was made by the Streets of Rage 4 people. Yes. Yep, this is the same group. It's .emu is the publisher. I think they brought in a different development team or added people to the team for this one. So it's not, I mean, it's the same company, but I think different developers. But I'm sure that whatever engine they developed for Streets of Rage 4 is kind of at work here. And that was a surprisingly good sequel because I was not expecting it. I was expecting like just another random remake, or let's call it Streets of Rage 4. But it really was well done. It's also on Game Pass, by the way. You can play it on Game Pass.
Good, you're following orders for once.
This guy's like stuck in here. Oh, and they're lost. Oh, so now these guys are captured. Who's this guy? We got two guys.
You're gonna get the horn.
Brown
partner.
Chuck and Dirtbags. That's the one thing I like about these modern games is that I love the title sequences of the bosses. So they had that in River City Girls also, like just epic title screens for the bosses on the stage. Yeah, there's not too much strategy here. I mean, it's really just beat up the bosses and learn their patterns. Like there's not much more to it than that. Does it need more than that? I don't think so. And that could be why like beat 'em ups kind of fell out of favor because there's not a lot of complexity to them. Like there's a limited amount of strategy that you might employ with it. But if you're into beat 'em ups, it's good to see them back again. Oh no!
Mondo disaster.
All right, let's switch back to my.
Select your hero.
So do I have that other guy? Oh, somebody's joining me. Let's see. I don't know who this is. Go back to
Turtles, let's get our shells and gear.
it looks like we have somebody named Unice joining us. Maybe I'll stick here for a minute and see. Okay, we got another one. This is Leonardo joining us now. All right, so we're getting some people in here.
So what now, fearless leader?
All right, let's do it. So now I've got 3. Yeah, you know what, Pastor? I could go for some pizza too. And Cats and Springs in the chat on Amazon says pizza served from the sewer. Yeah, it's not that appetizing, is it? Hit the wrong button here. All right, we're gonna do. Oh, we've actually got a bunch of people here. Look at all these people who have joined us. So we've got. So if you're curious as to what it looks like now when you've got like a full party. we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
This ain't gonna be a walk in the park.
Oh, I could see this getting like insane. Especially because you can have multiple characters, like the same character. So we have, oh no, we don't. Okay, I thought we had 2 Raphaels, but I guess we have 1 of each.
Party, dude!
And these guys are not moving.
Party, dude! Party, dude!
See, this is like not fun. So now we're stuck because these guys are not moving. So what happens is they get knocks them out.
Party, dude!
I can't boot them.
Party, dude! Party, dude!
So you would think that's like a design issue here. So this guy is not moving, and so we can't move forward. And I can't boot him out. Yeah, Frank says it's fun that some randos are able to join. Yeah, there we go, so just booting them out. So I guess maybe they're inactive for too long and gets rid of them.
Here's our
So it's got another achievement. Checking out my gamer score here.
teamwork is the way.
But yeah, so you have to like explicitly enable the party mode, which is what we're doing here. And then if you do that, you'll have random people join you with this. But it totally changes the game.
Here's our chance.
Makes you wonder if there's like not enough enemies for everybody to have.
Back home in the swamps.
Teamwork is
Like this boss we're gonna take out like super quick now. And I'm very quickly losing track of where I am. Like they should keep a little thing above your head so you know which one is you. Maybe it's just my age. We'll just give it a high five. Yeah, I must say the game is a lot easier when you've got a whole team of people with you. Now the original only allowed 4 at a time. So this one actually increases that number to 6. If I'm not mistaken, I think the console ones were limited to 2 players. Like Splinter is meditating. Oh, see, that probably was not nice of me to take that picture. Yes, I think if you do like a rando thing like we're doing here, like you could plow through this game pretty quickly. Because I'm not working that hard here. It does not appear, though, that I can hurt my teammates, which is good because it's so chaotic. And this is only with 4 players. So I think this would work better, like with the couch co-op in person versus. But you know what I'm looking forward to when my kids come back is playing this with them because both my daughters can play this. As it can be a total of 6, so we could have the whole family can play this on the couch. And then we could even like have her cousins join us over, so like you could have local and online players. So that's kind of fun.
That sure hits the spot.
Yeah, I mean, it is definitely a fun game. It's a nice reinterpretation. I think they don't try to reinvent the wheel here. It's got, the controls feel a lot tighter than, in a good way, than the original. How do I save her?
A hot spy can use some assistance.
I'm good on pizza, so. But if you did not like the repetitiveness of the original games, like this is going to be very similar in that way. So like there is a lot of repetition to the gameplay here. It's like different scenery, same activities. Like you're mostly just beating up everybody, which is fun. All right, so here's the boss. Let's see how we do on this. And I think there's a lot of Easter eggs in this game. There's certainly a lot of things that you have to find.
You're gonna
So
get the
I think
horns,
there's going to
partner.
be quite a bit of that. All right, let's see how we do with these guys. I mean, really, this is like button mashing. I'm just hitting the button here. Although it looks like we're not doing very well against them at the moment, so maybe it's a little bit more strategic than that. But it's almost not a fair fight. I mean, I guess these guys have the strength to kind of plow through, so they can come out of the ground wherever they want. I mean, they have like weapons of mass destruction here, so I think there's probably some balancing in that way. I think this would be a lot harder. You essentially have two bosses here with the same strength as the other ones, so I think without that extra, we got one boss there. I don't know which one is. I have 3 lives left. I'm gonna get rescue me, so I can give me some pizza.
You have my support.
CPR with pizza. I think I'm back.
Let's go.
Yeah, yum it.
All right,
Any comments?
we did it. It's Leo wants to know which one of these is me from the Amazon chat, and I think I am Leonardo. I'm this guy right here. Although, like I mentioned, it's kind of hard, especially when you've got like a full complement of 6 players. Like it's really hard to kind of keep up with it all. So, definitely.
Brain's head is getting away, dudes!
But yeah, this is definitely a party game, as Rodrigo says here. Yeah, and then yeah, like what's up with the yoga? What's up with that? All right, I'm gonna do one more stage, and then I gotta run. So we did episode 4, and this is now King of the Spill. So I gotta get some other work done here. I gotta shoot a review of a router. That's not as fun as playing Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, but you gotta do it. And It's Leo says, love the animation. Yeah, the animation's great. And you know, when you think about how big these modern games are, this one is like less than 800 megabytes. So it was like 700 megabytes and change. You could fit this on you could almost fit it on a CD. And if you're curious, I am this guy right here. That's Leonardo. And so the other 2 players are playing over the internet. So I set up a public match here, so they're just kind of randomly popping in. It's like the subway station. Taking the subway next week. Incidentally, the fan on this little computer is not even running. It's not that audibly running. So it appears as though the Surface Laptop Go 2 is not terribly stressed on this game. Which is good, because I think if you've got like a little laptop, this is the kind of game you can play on your laptop. The robot guys are. Yep, there they are. Where there's a barrel, there are robot guys. And you know, it's funny the way games are. You know, there's a matter of taste here, right? So like, you know, this game was, especially the I think the console versions were kind of, you know, they were well loved, but I think people would largely agree there's a lot of repetitiveness to the gameplay, which is definitely here. I mean, I've not seen anything that really requires me to play the game differently as I move through the stages here. And that's the one thing I liked about River City Girls, is that they had an interesting mechanic, which actually originated in the NES version, where you level up your character with experience, and then you can and money, and you can buy new moves. So not only do you get stronger, but you get different moves that you can learn which benefit you against certain bosses and stuff. So like there's a real dynamic or changing dynamic to the gameplay, which is what I think I really liked about River City Girls. This one, great fun, and there's far more moves than the original, for sure. In fact, I'm not even doing half of it. The robots are having like little baby robots. And I feel like games these days are more about like playing through them than they are about the challenge necessarily. I guess maybe the hard levels may be harder. So we're on like a medium. This is not the easy mode. This is the medium mode. But you know, we've been progressing pretty readily through here. And then of course you lose in the middle of the level. Like you lose all your lives. I have 3 lives right now. If I lose all my lives, I got to start the level over from scratch. But that's about the extent of the repeat. River City Girls is similar. Back in the old days, like if you were playing through the game and you used up all your continues, that was it. I guess we all get the pizza. Oh, so if one player gets the pizza, they all get it. So there's not going to be any fights over that. All right, here we go. Another boss.
I am the Rat King. You're trespassing.
This is Rat King.
Dude, you wear 2 bandanas?
There's a lot. I can see why they call him the Rat King. There's a lot of rats. But you know, if we all gang up on him, like we can make quick work of him. See, look how fast his meter's going down. Although I guess there is some strategy to avoiding the rats.
Gotta get off this ride!
Yeah, it's definitely chaotic even with 2 other players. Good shot up in there. Okay, I'm really pleased with this little Surface laptop. I'll tell you, it's good.
Party, dude! This isn't befitting a king.
We got him.
Any comments?
Any comments? I like that.
What's scoop?
That's good. All right. Episode 5 is clear. So yeah, so we've cleared through the first 5 levels here pretty quickly. Yeah. All right. Good stuff. Well, I will certainly be playing more of this. I got to run, get some more stuff done. See if I can shoot another video before the end of the night here.
Show you later.
And I'm definitely loading up on my gamer scores here, so good stuff. And they have like these little cutscenes in between that are pretty cool. Yeah. I'm digging it. I mean, I'll play through the rest of it. I might just wait till my kids get back and play a little more with them. And then there's some other modes here, so let's back out. We'll leave so there's an arcade mode. Oh, I see. Limited lives, continues, and no save progression. So that's the class. So that's the difference between the 2. And I'm guessing there's probably a set of achievements for that. Yeah. So there's definitely some additional achievements here. So yeah, this is fun. Great, good game. GG, as they say, right? Is that what they say? What the cool kids say is good game. Now, if you want to see what my chroma key looks like here, I'll reset everything. And I'll show you what it looks like. So I'm going to go live here. So there's the key. And then if I get rid of my cropping, just to show you how I have this set up. So if I reset all, so you can see how that's set up. I've got the green screen, just the pull-up green screen here. So I'm sitting at the same spot I'm usually at. I just have the screen up. And then if I hit my color key here, boom, I'm knocked out. And then I just go back to my position and I just crop in the sides so that it gets rid of what's around me. And now I'm keyed out again. And so then you're able to place yourself on the background. And what I could also do, just to show you like how this works, is that if I just turn it off here real quick, you'll see it's just a big square. But this is vMix, and the keying, I am not lighting this green screen very well, but it is usually pretty darn good most of the time. Sometimes you might see a little fuzziness underneath my armpits here, but by and large, it seems to work pretty well. So I'm a big fan of vMix. So yeah, so we'll do more with this maybe, but this was fun. And if you have Game Pass, you have this game because it's just there. So you can put it on your Xbox, you can stream it on your phone or computer or console, and the download size is only 800 megabytes. And this is a Surface Laptop Go 2 that we reviewed 2 days ago that I bought the laptop. And this is going to be my new little Windows computer that I use for various things, and it is pretty powerful. I'm pretty happy with it. And it ran this game great. The fan is not on. Like, we've been playing this game for about an hour, and it's not all that demanding. So I think it's a little more efficient power-wise than the old one was. So good stuff. All right, everybody. So yeah, check it out on Game Pass, and maybe we'll do another night of this. I want to thank Brandon Lee and Chanflay98 for your super chat contributions. And Tom Wills is going to get the physical version. I like to get the physical Switch games too. When I buy a game, I always prefer to do that because they have residual value. You can sell them again, right? So, and Joe wishes that it has the 12th gen. Yeah, this would be a good target for the 12th gen chip, wouldn't it? Because it's a it would definitely benefit from the power efficiency of those 12th gen chips for sure. So glad you liked the stream, Frank. I wouldn't be surprised if the next generation of this is ARM-based, which means it won't run half of what this one can run. But yeah, I love the Game Pass. And I got that deal where you convert your Xbox Gold to Game Pass, and I've had it for 2.5 years, and I paid maybe $160 for it. So once it ends, then it's going to start doing the monthly fee. But I get a lot of value out of it. I don't play a lot of games, but what I like about it is that it prevents me from buying games because I can play the game that I would buy, right? And if I'm into it, I'm into it. If not, it's costing me a lot less on games. I've bought a lot of games I don't play. So I'm glad to have this reservoir of games available. And that Bethesda game with the space thing looks pretty cool, so I'm looking forward to that. All right, I'm going to go get some more work done here, everybody, but thank you for tuning in. Let me get my image up here for the end of stream. And set your notifications, and you will be notified when I'm doing these live. If you go to Lon.TV/Amazon Live, you can follow me on Amazon, because sometimes I show up on Amazon and not on here. So pick your poison. I will talk to you all very soon, and thank you all for tuning in. Bye-bye.